Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Convocation Center for today's PSAC West matchup in Game 2 of this afternoon's doubleheader between the Mountain Cats of UPJ and your California Vulcans. My name is Jonathan Sabe. Alongside me here today is my good friend Adam Crawford. Adam, how are you today?
Doing pretty well, John. We should have a really good game on hand for us today. A revenge game for the Vulcans, and UPJ trying to right the course these last couple games, only winning 2 out of their last 5. And the Vulcans on a bit of a hot streak, winning all of their last 5. So it should be a really good contest today here in the Convocation Center.
Yeah, California and UPJ tonight. Some playoff hopes on the line. California sitting second in the PSAC West, 10-7 overall. 10-7 in conference play, 15-10 overall. UPJ in 6th place in that final spot, 7-10 in conference play, 11-13 overall. So both teams still looking hopeful for the PSAC playoffs.
Yeah, and as we saw today, the eligible teams for the regional rankings came out today, and California alphabetically at the top of the list. But as records showed, that Gannon would likely be the top of the list at 20-6 overall, and UPJ not quite in there, but looking to make a push here late to try to find their way into some postseason action.
Yeah, like you mentioned, California finds themselves in the Atlantic Regional Rankings. Some other teams, some notable teams from the PSAC West in the regional rankings, East Stroudsburg, Gannon, like you mentioned, Westchester also in that mix, and a couple of teams familiar to the Vulcans, West Liberty, Fairmont State, Virginia State, Concord, and Fayetteville, and Shepherd as well. So a bunch of teams in and around the Atlantic region that the Vulcans are very familiar with. But we can take a look at the starting lineups for both teams, starting with the visiting Mountain Cats. So number 5, Adam Belinsky, the 6'3 sophomore guard out of Irwin, Pennsylvania. Up next, number 8, Will Kromka, the 6'3 junior guard from Monroeville, PA, from Gateway High School, the younger brother of one of the UPJ's all-time great players, and John Paul Kromka here for the Mountain Cats. Up next, number 23, the leading scorer here for the Mountain Cats, Ryan Smith, the 6'3 senior guard from Harrisburg, PA. Number 32, Baden Forup, the 6'8 sophomore forward from Mansfield, Ohio. And finally, number 40, Elijah Seckler, the 6'1 redshirted junior guard from Berlin, PA, rounds out the starting 5 for UPJ, coached by Bob Ruckavina in his 35th season in charge at the helm of for the Mountain Cats. And for your Vulcans.
Yeah, starting at guard for your Vulcans is number 1, the redshirt junior guard, Cam Polak. Starting at guard, number 12, Jordan Buchanan. Starting at forward, number 13, Donald Whitehead Jr., only 5 points away from 1,000 in his career, hoping to get that tonight, looking to get hot down the stretch. At forward, number 20, Dalman Alexander, the 6'8 sophomore. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Vulcans, number 22, Caden Hanna, the 6'4 senior out of Murraysville, PA.
California in the home whites, UPJ in the road blues. California going from left to right in the first half. UPJ going from right to left. It will be Alexander in the center circle for the Vulcans, waiting the opening tip. Tip won by California, and they will have the first possession of the game. Like you mentioned, Whitehead 5 points away from 1,000. Polak, little give and go. Alexander down the stairs. The slinky falls. 2-0 start for California.
A good little give and go there to Alexander, and it was yam time here early.
Post up early here for UPJ. Seckler brings it back towards the center circle. Picks up his dribble, has to find an option. Deep 3. That one way off the mark. That one will fall out of bounds. California, good opening possession on both sides of the court.
You're not going to see that kind of shot too often from from Ryan Smith, the leading scorer for this Pitt-Johnstown offense.
Alexander. And Polak on the far side wing. Finds Whitehead in the corner. Had some pressure, able to alleviate it. Finds Alexander deep, too, from Whitehead, no good. Rebounded by Smith. Smith is able to find Belinsky. Some post play that time by Forup. Smith swinging around the horn here. Kromka inside, pass it off. Smith, pump fake, now driving. Euro step in the lane, nice pass. In off the glass is Baden Forup.
Yeah, Smith, good little drive off the dribble, able to dish it off late and get the 2.
Hannah on the far side. Buchanan, who had the game winner at the buzzer against Clarion the last time out for California. Caden Hannah in the corner for 3. That one finds the bottom of the barrel.
Good adjustment by Hannah. Polak was knocked off balance on the pass. Good little adjustment moving towards the baseline, able to readjust and fire away for 3.
California up 5-2, 18 minutes in running here in the first half. Forup gets it over to Smith. Belinsky trying to drive inside, lost the handle, and a foul called on the floor. That one will go against Polak, his first, the team's first.
Something to keep an eye on in this matchup here, as in the previous matchup, Pitt-Johnstown dominated points in the paint in their 105-93 victory over these Vulcans.
Seckler gets it over to Smith, guarded by Hannah. Finds Belinsky inside, nice dump off to Forup. He's able to just float that one in. Whitehead quickly up the court for California. Full head of steam driving towards the basket. No good, but fouled. And the Don will make his way to the line for the first time. Seckler will pick up his first. Whitehead on the season shooting 79% from the free throw line. I mentioned on the precipice. 1,000 career points here for California. First free throw is up and in. And California's leading scorer on the season, 19.6 points per game for Donald Whitehead Jr. The second shot up and good. 3 points away from 1,000. 7-4 California leads. 17:30 to go here in the first half. Bit of a slow charge here from Seckler. Kromka finds Smith, pivots back towards the near side. Kromka swings it over, finds Belinsky. Bounces it to Forup in the post. Pump fake, and the drive in, the deep 2 from Seckler is good. Some high pace here to start the game from both sides. 7-6 the score. Buchanan just trying to split the double team. Got that one stolen away by Forup. Forup taking the charge off the glass, no good. Smith with a follow-up, and then UPJ with their first lead of the afternoon.
A good follow-up by Smith. Forup not going to score a whole lot of points, but he's had his fingerprints on this one early.
Cade Hannah, another three-pointer. Why not? That one no good. Alexander offensive board, left hand good.
A good box out there by Alexander, and good reverse layup to get away from traffic.
9-8 the score. Elijah Seckler now in possession. Smith on the near side. Brings it back towards the center. Dumps it off into the post. Nice spin away from Forup. Just throws it up there. No good, but fouled. And Baden Forup is going to make his way to the line. Cam Polak going to pick up his second foul already. Only not even 4 minutes into the game. Trying to plead his case to the referee. I don't think it's going to make any sort of difference. And Duncan Moy waiting in the wings to take over for Polak. The first free throw attempt up and good from Forup.
Yeah, Forup had a nice spin to get off his man, and Polak just trying to help out off the weak side. But Forup with a nice strong take to the rack and forces the foul on Polak.
And he makes the pair, shooting just under 80% on the season. He re-gives UPJ the lead 10-9, 16 minutes in running here in the first half. Whitehead across the timeline. Alexander on the near side finds Whitehead. Moy off the screen, nice pass to find Alexander. Gets that one blocked away by Forup. UPJ with numbers. Smith able to chase down the loose ball. Kromka. Belinsky trying to work inside, gets it back out to Seckler. UPJ averaging over 80 points a game, one of the leading scorers here in the PSAC. Seckler, or Forup lost the handle on the Seckler, had to go chase. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Seckler crossover, trying to find some space. Good defense by Alexander. California able to get a stop. Dalton Alexander up ahead. Fell to the ground, but was able to keep possession. And a jump ball will be called. Nice recovery by UPJ. And that'll take us to our first immediate timeout with 15-12 remaining here in the first half. UPJ 10, California 9. And we can take a look at the leaders for your California Vulcans on the season.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Whitehead leading the team with 19.6 a game. And Cam Polak right on his heels with 18 points a game. Those are going to be your two primary scorers for the Vulcans. And Jordan Buchanan, we were talking in the pregame, doesn't appear to be ready to go for this one. But he is averaging 10 points a game. He's had a good couple games here lately for the Vulcans. And that's where you're going to need to see some production out of Dalton Alexander. As we saw early, they're trying to get him the ball down near the baseline, let his big body go to work. And California on defense is going to have their work cut out for him in this one. UPJ doing a great job of moving without the ball and trying to find some open space and getting the ball down into the paint and just going to work on the California big men.
And the last game out for California was a week ago. 73-71 win at Clarion. In that game, Cam Polak, 25 points, 7 boards. Caden Hanna, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Donald Whitehead Jr., 12 points in that one. And like I mentioned, Jordan Buchanan hit the game-winning shot at the buzzer for California. And like you mentioned earlier, winners of 5 straight. California really starting to pick it up late in the season, and there's not a better time to play your best basketball. Now we're back underway. Belinsky, hop step inside, just throws it up, no good. Offensive board and a finish that time by Forup, who's really starting to impact the game. It's 8 points now for Forup.
Yeah, Forup had over 20 points that last matchup against California. He's been active here early.
Whitehead, the three, no good. Rebounded by Smith. Seckler dumps it off to Smith. Finds Forup in the post, just gets bodied. Still, Jordan Buchanan able to just rip that one away. Whitehead turning on the Jets, turning on a dime. That one's good. 1 point away from 1,000. Cuts it back down to a 1 point game, 12-11. Seckler finds Forup underneath. Double team sent his way. Trying to escape, and a foul called right in front of the Vulcan bench. That one will go against Whitehead. His first, California's third.
That was a good adjustment by California, trying to contain Forup here early. Try to corner him into that baseline and get that double team on him, so give him nowhere to go.
Smith with a long two. That one short again. Whitehead quickly up to Buchanan. Lobs it up top. Alexander can't pull the trigger. Can't quite pull it in. California get a lucky bounce. That one will come off of a Mount Cap player out of bounds, so they'll maintain possession. That would have been a high momentum play for California if that one was able to convert off the inbound pass. Hanna hands it off to Whitehead. Whitehead, nice crossover, works inside, lost the handle that time. Falls out of bounds, UPJ basketball. It's turnover number 3 for the Vulcans early on in this contest. 12-11 the score, 13:45 to go here in the first half. Seckler trying to get it into Forup, and another foul called. That one's going to go against Alexander, his first. So he's trying to gain a little bit of leverage, trying to deny Forup that pass at the elbow.
Yeah, they're going to get him on the wraparound with the left hand as he was going for the steal. Got a hand on the ball, but just turned the Pitt-Johnstown player a little bit, drawing the foul.
And you can see UPJ just doing everything they can to get Forup the ball in this game, because he's been a menace so far. 3 for 4 from the field, 8 points for him. Seckler lobs it, finds Forup underneath, able to collect off the glass, gets the roll to go. Double digits already for Baden Forup. Whitehead. Alexander on the near side, him and Buchanan not on the same page. That one ends up into the arms of Sports Info Director Matt Kiefer. And another turnover for the Vulcans. "13 minutes to go here in the first half for Forup. Back out to Seckler. Finds Smith. Able to rip through. Off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Hannah.
Good box out. Forup was swiping at it, trying to reel it in, but just couldn't get a grab on it.
Buchanan for three off the front of the rim, no good. That time rebounded by Kromka. UPJ quickly just moving things forward. Forup already posted up underneath, just calling for the ball, and they give it to him. Trying to go to work up against Alexander. Up and under, off the glass, no good that time. Rebounded by Moy.
Good defense by Alexander, staying straight up, not going into the body.
Alexander hands it off to Whitehead. Trying to create some space. Whitehead, step back, passes it off. Alexander from the mid-range, off the glass and in.
Last time I checked, banks were open on Wednesdays. I don't know if he called it, but it'll count.
I think it's a little late for them to be open, but Alexander doesn't care. Forup. Able to find Belinsky driving through, lost the handle on it. They're going to say he had possession as he stepped out of bounds. Will be a turnover for UPJ. A trio of substitutions are coming in after this media timeout. 11:53 remaining here in the first half. UPJ 14, California 13. And while we have a second, we can take a look, I believe, at the team leaders for the Mountain Cats of UPJ.
Yeah, as we mentioned, Ryan Smith leading this Mountain Cat roster with 17 points a game, averaging almost 19 points a game in conference play. He's been hot as of late. And the guy we had to say his name a lot so far in this one, Baden Forup, averaging about 13 points a game and averaging, a little over 6 rebounds a game as well. He's been a force inside, big, strong body, real good footwork as well. And California's going to have their hands full trying to contain him in this one.
Yeah, already 10 points, 1 rebound, and a steal in the game for Baden Forup, the sophomore from Mansfield, Ohio. A Lexington High School graduate, trying to have a say in the playoff ramifications of this game. Like I mentioned, California in second place in the PSAC, tied with Edinburgh, just trailing behind Gannon, who's already clinched a playoff spot in the PSAC tournament. UPJ holding on to that final playoff spot, trying to fight off against IUP. So a win here for the Mountain Cats tonight. They'd get the double over California, and it'd be huge for their playoff chances.
And California trying to keep their pace ahead of the rest of the field that's been real tight over these last couple games.
After the media timeout, California in possession. Alexander finds Hannah inside, nice pass, and a nice finish that time from Caden Hannah.
Good play drawn up out of the timeout by Coach Danny Sankum.
California retake the lead finally, 15-14 the score, 11:30 to go here in the first half. Nick Watts in the game now for UPJ. Smith able to find Watts inside. That one blocked away by Moy. Great defensive rotation. They're going to say that came off of Watts on the swap back. Will be California basketball.
These last couple of possessions, California has done a great job of getting their weak side big men down low to help out after the ball gets delivered into the post.
Sean Dillon in the game here for UPJ, the graduate student from Millington, New Jersey, just checked in for the Mountain Cats. Hannah and Whitehead run into each other. Whitehead able to calm things down. Whitehead under a ton of pressure, finds Moy. Moy just trying to split the double, draws the foul. And they get Ryan Smith on the reach in.
And you saw in that possession, not a whole lot of room to operate. Vulcan's trying to get the ball to Donald Whitehead, but with Polak out of the game with some foul trouble here early, not a whole lot of primary scores to go to.
Able to find Hanna off the inbounds pass. Can't get the roll, but will get the foul. Caden Hanna will make his way to the line for the first time. Nick Watts will pick up his first, UPJ their third. Caden Hanna on the season, shooting about 77% from the free throw line, is able to knock down the first. Second attempt from Hanna's is good. Dolman Alexander will check out of the game. Eli Brooks will come in for California. Sophomore from Glasgow, Kentucky. Check in for the first time. Dillon. Over to Smith. Watts trying to work inside. Able to find Cugini underneath. Again, California just swarming defensively, forces the jump ball.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job of collapsing into the paint and not giving the Mountain Cat cutters or big men anywhere to go.
I got to say, Vinny Cugini has to be the most Italian name I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, it's definitely up there, probably top 5.
Caden Hanna hands it off to Whitehead. 15 on the shot clock. For 1,000. No good, but fouled, and he has a chance here at the line. Donald Whitehead Jr. for 3. Ryan Smith's going to pick up his second as well. 3 shots for Whitehead. Only needs 1 for 1,000. First attempt. And that's it. That's 1,000 career points for Donald Whitehead Jr. A huge congratulations to him.
Yeah, it's always really cool to see players reach such a milestone as that. Really, really difficult to achieve. That's why you don't see it very often. But Donald Whitehead, such a good scorer for a long time for this California team, and huge congratulations to him.
Third shot from Whitehead. No good. Now on 1,001 after making 2 out of the 3. 19-14 the score, the biggest lead of the night for California. 10:15 to go. Dillon. Cugini driving inside. Able to finish with the contact. Whitehead quickly the other way for California. Lost the handle on it. Buchanan able to swoop in and save that one from falling out of bounds. Buchanan, nice step back. The 3 ball, no good. And a fight for the rebound is going to come off of Dillon out of bounds. It will be California basketball.
That was a really good move by Buchanan to create space at the top of the key. Just unable to get the roll at the end.
Whitehead able to get it into Hanna. Hands it back off to the Don. Nice crossover from Whitehead. Finds Moy open for 3, and Duncan Moy drains it. His first basket of the night.
Great job by Whitehead attracting all those Mountain Cat defenders and just finding the open man on the outside.
Belinsky driving inside. A wide open 3, no good from the Mountain Cats, but they are able to grab the offensive board. Nice behind the back pass. Watts off the glass, no good. And a loose ball ends up in the hands of Caden Hanna. Quickly up ahead, Buchanan. Euro step in the lane is good. Jordan Buchanan with the slick moves. California with an 8-point lead. Dillon just trying to turn the corner. Whitehead, good defense. A wide open man underneath is good that time from the Mountain Cats. Cugini is able to get another basket here. 4 points for him.
Seeing really good ball movement from UPJ, just unable to finish.
Duncan Moy putting the Mountain Cats into the spin cycle that time. A nice finish off the glass and a quick 5 points for him. California reclaim an 8-point lead here in this contest. 26-18, 8:30 remaining in the first half. Belinsky lost the handle on it. Whitehead diving for is able to keep it alive. 2-on-1 the other way. Caden Hanna, Euro step in the lane. And great recovery defense that time by Sean Dillon, forces it out of bounds.
Some fast-paced action here, about a little over halfway through the first half, and you're starting to see why their last matchup was so high-scoring. A lot of possessions for each team.
UPJ, that's their second highest point total on the season. They scored 112. And the 3-ball plus the foul. Donald Whitehead Jr. off the inbounds pass has a chance for a 4-point play.
Whitehead dished the ball inbounds off the baseline. And Alexander standing in the corner. Nice little give and go, and Whitehead does a great job of finishing.
And he converts. 10 points for him already. 12-point lead for California. And like you said, with Polak picking up those 2 quick fouls, Whitehead taking that scoring burden. Rose inside is able to get his first bucket.
Good little mid-range from Rose there. Just rounded the corner off the screen and saw he was open, said, heck with this, I'm just going to shoot it.
Alexander, who just checked back in for California. Back up to Whitehead. Whitehead able to rip through the floater. Can't get the roll. A couple of tips in and around the basket. Rose comes down with it. Dillon the other way. Rose, nice between the legs pass. Rose, straightaway 3, gets the bounce.
Nice little shooter's roll there from Rose, and a nice little dish jumping between the legs at the top of the key to create some space.
Trying to show off some Globetrotter style here. Whitehead splitting through. Moy in the corner for 3. No good, and another foul outside of the line. So another 3-point opportunity for the Vulcans. Duncan Moy will head to the line after this media timeout with 7:12 remaining. 30-23 is the score. And while we have a second, we take a look at the PSAC West standings here early on, or not early on, later on in the year. Like we mentioned, Gannon already clinching at least a playoff spot, but the rest still up for grabs.
And California, tied with Edinburgh in the conference record, has 1 game over them in the overall standings. But then Slippery Rock, Seton Hill to follow, and Pitt-Johnstown, as you mentioned a couple times, holding on to that final playoff spot.
And once you get to the PSAC tournament, anything can happen. So it's really, cannot stress how important it is for any of these teams to start playing their best basketball down the stretch here, because all you need is that one shot to get in the tournament, win out, potentially make it to the region and go on a run. But both of these teams, no stranger to that in recent seasons. Both of them have seen some success in the PSAC tournament on some deep runs. I believe both of them have made it to some sort of regional tournament in the last couple of seasons. And
with the tournament style PSAC championship, all it takes is just one bad shooting day or one good shooting day from either side, and you can find yourself on the verge of an upset very quickly. So definitely anybody's game, and all it takes is just a shot to get in.
And the PA announcer here in the Convocation Center just announced Donald Whitehead Jr. is the 38th player in school history to reach 1,000 career points. And there was a technical foul at some point dished out, so Whitehead will shoot 2 at the line. He's able to knock down the first. I believe there was a disagreement after that foul call right before the media timeout, so afterwards there was a technical foul dished out. Whitehead makes the pair.
Yeah, it looked like there was some jawing going on between a Pitt-Johnstown player and the official who called the foul.
So now Duncan Moy with 3 shots here at the line. Unable to knock down the first, but a huge swing as you already were giving up 3 free throws and you already tack on 2 extra. Moy misses the first 2. Converts the final one. So a 3-point play nonetheless. 2 from the technical, 1 from the 3 free throws from Moy. 6 points for him and a 10-point California lead. Dillon nearly falls to the floor, able to keep his feet. Looking so shifty, just trying to get past Moy. And a foul called on the floor. This one will go against Eli Brooks. His first, the team's 5th. Just got caught up that time. Baden Forup underneath. Belinsky dumps it down low to Forup. Left hook no good, rebounded by Buchanan.
Good defense holding your ground there down low by Alexander.
Whitehead able to split through. And just no one's better at them in the entire PSAC. Just able to stop on a dime in the mid-range. Was able to convert 14 points for him already. That pass stolen away by Brooks. Quickly up ahead to Moy. California with the numbers. Eurostep in the lane. And the reverse layup no good that time by Moy. Looked nice, but just couldn't put on the finishing touches. Dillon now. The pull-up 2 is good. I believe Dillon was the one that was issued the technical foul. So he already has 2 fouls in this game. Cross-court pass from Buchanan, who toes the line, able to keep that one in bounds. Whitehead from the corner, and he cannot be stopped. The Don is on a roll. A 3-ball for him. 17 points already for Donald Whitehead Jr. Belinsky working inside. And another foul called on the floor. And the Turner's in the building. Noah Cortland Turner in the building. Some of CUTV's finest showing up.
The infamous Turner clan.
UPJ off the inbounds. Belinsky hands it off. Cugini working inside, and another foul called underneath the basket. This one going against Caden Hanna.
This referee crew not letting a lot of hand fighting go on either side. 17 fouls apiece.
Both teams in the bonus for the remainder of the half, excuse me. Vinny Cugini at the line for the Mountain Cats.
And for California, seeing Donald Whitehead get on a roll like he is in this first half has got to be really, really nice to see. Kind of struggled over this last little stretch, but so far in this one, been really hot.
Whitehead nearly slipped, but able to keep it alive from the free throw line. No good that time. And an awkward loose ball reclaimed by the Mountain Cats. Dillon, just so crafty. Nice pass underneath. Cugini all the way back out. Dillon finds Kromka on the near side. Lost it. Stolen away that time by Buchanan. Quickly up ahead. Finds Brooks. 2-on-1. Brooks keeps it himself. That one denied that time by Forup. Dillon just tried to laser that one in. And a bit unlucky that time by Kate Handa, just trying to keep it alive off his fingertips and out of play.
Yeah, back and forth we go again. And some good transition defense on both sides. Able to get back and deny some easy uncontested layups.
And a bit of a delay. As Vinny Cugini is going to get taken out of the game. As UPJ only have 4 people on the court. Cugini getting his knee. Looked like his knee getting taped up maybe as he fell to the floor earlier on. Had a cut open, so the trainer over there is trying to clean things up there. But right now, UPJ only have 4 people on the floor. And they're looking to just clean Cugini up over there. UPJ will make a sub. Adam Belinsky will check back into the game for the Mountain Cats. Rose up against Buchanan. Spinning, going baseline. Trying to go up and under that one. Way off the mark. Forup able to get that one blocked away by Alexander. Kate Hanna gets his pass intercepted by Dillon. Tries the behind-the-back pass. Buchanan steals that one away. Sean Dillon that time maybe a bit too fancy for his own liking. And a foul called as Buchanan hit the deck. Jordan Buchanan's going to go to the line for 1-1.
Yeah, Dylan had a great interception on the other end, just kind of standing there like a safety in football in the middle of the court. I don't know if the Vulcans just didn't see him, but he just steps right in the lane, cuts off the pass, and had a 2-on-1 back the other way. But just tried to get a little too fancy and gives it up, and nice foul drawn.
1-1 not converted as Buchanan misses the first. Seckler, who just checked back into the game here for the Mountain Cats. Kromka over to Rose. Seckler back up top. Forup calling for it in the post. A full cross-court pass finds Kromka, repositions the deep two, no good. Not the cleanest box out that time by the Vulcans. Come off of the hands of the Mountain Cats, out of play. 3:58 remaining. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Your score, California 38, UPJ 25. We'll be right back right here on CTV. CTV Sports 1, the PSAC Network, and 91.9 FM WCAL.
The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference celebrates the athletic and academic excellence of its student-athletes. Last year, over 4,000 achieved at least a 3.25 GPA to earn recognition as a PSAC Scholar Athlete. Athletically, over 70 PSAC teams qualified for the NCAA championships. Champions on the field, champions in the classroom, making the PSAC proud.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Convocation Center. 3:58 remaining in the first half. California 38, UPJ 25. John Sabe, Adam Crawford with you, and it's really been the Donald Whitehead experience here for the Vulcans. 17 points for him in the first half. And he's been the key difference for the Vulcans as they have a 13-point lead.
Yeah, he's really stepped up in the absence of Cam Polak for the majority of this first half. Picked up 2 fouls really early, and Donald Whitehead's just kind of taking the game over offensively for the Vulcans. And as we mentioned, it's got to be such a nice sight if you're head coach Danny Sankum, seeing Donald Whitehead show out in this first half.
I got another huge congratulations to him, the 38th player in Vulcan history to reach 1,000 career points. Cam Polak reached that mark, was the 37th a couple of weeks ago here for California. So the backcourt duo, it's UPJ setting a blitz towards Whitehead's way. California able to evade it. Whitehead finds Moy. Buchanan working inside, the long two, somehow gets that one to go.
Tough shot for Buchanan, but good elevation, getting over his man and able to finish from around the free throw line.
He just has that scoring build, the 6'4", long freshman from Pensacola, Florida. The 3-ball no good that time, and a long rebound finds its way out to Moy. And again, it's really end-to-end stuff here. Whitehead pulls up for 3. Why not? And he knocks it down. A 20 spot in the first half for the Don.
See you, buddy.
Forup under some pressure. Rose. Nice between the legs crossover. The floater is good, and count it. Jay Rose will make his way to the line for a 3-point play.
Well, I don't know how he split those defenders there, but a nice little between the legs dribble, as you said, and just kind of threw up a floater at the end. Got the foul call to boot.
Kane Hanna picks up his second. He'll check out of the game. Eli Brooks back in front court. A little bit of foul trouble, both of Brooks and Hanna on 2 fouls. Rose cannot convert the 3-point play. Bangs off the front of the rim. A 16-point lead for California. 43-27 the score. 2:45 remaining. Whitehead. Buchanan. Corner. 3 is good.
If the Vulcans start heating up like this from 3, look out, because they're one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the conference.
60% from the field tonight from 3. The long two in response is good that time by Kromka. His first basket of the game. Alexander hands it off Buchanan, looking to go to work in the mid-range. And he's on fire as well. Another tightly contested two. Buchanan able to knock it down, 9 points for him. Alexander showing the defensive chops, nearly able to save that one as he fell to the floor. Really showing all out after he tipped that pass.
And California, not their greatest shooting day the last time that these two teams met. And Pitt-Johnstown didn't seem like they could miss. And a little bit of reversal of fortune so far in this first half.
Yeah, the Vulcans shooting 61.5% from the field, 60% from three. And if you're able to keep that up over a stretch of a game, there's no team beating you. Kromka, a three-pointer wide open, able to knock that one down. Whitehead. Buchanan. Vulcan swinging around the horn here. Nice spin move inside by Moy. Finds Buchanan on the near side. Moy finds Whitehead on the cut. Able to keep that one in play. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Whitehead from the corner. No good that time. Buchanan just trailing behind, just trying to keep it in play. Unable to do so. UPJ basketball.
Pitt-Johnstown did a nice job on that possession of switching on those on-ball screens. Not really giving the California ball handlers anywhere to go.
Rose gets it to Kromka, just trying to dump it inside to Forup. Under some pressure, Forup getting a double team, triple team sent his way, passes it out to Dillon. Dillon hops up in the lane, pass just behind Smith and unable to keep it in bounds. A timeout taken by California. 1:06 remaining here in the first half. And if you don't take it, you lose it, so you might as well take it. Stops the clock. 16-point lead with a minute and 6 left.
Yeah, you could definitely tell that for Coach Sankum in California, that was a point of emphasis about midway through that first half of getting those double teams sent Forup's way, because his fingerprints were all over this game early, and he was kind of having his way down on the post. But California did a great job of adjusting and sending multiple bodies his way, and he hasn't really had much room to do anything with these last few minutes.
Yeah, he had 10 points in the first 5 minutes, and he hasn't had a point since. So, like you said, California doing a great job just on that adjustment, keeping him in check a little bit. And after the timeout, California in possession. Coach Sankum going over the final details of the play with Whitehead. Back underway. Whitehead across the timeline. Moy. Nice pass inside to Alexander, up there for a long time and able to finish. Under a minute to go here in the Convocation Center. Smith. He's had himself a quiet afternoon, only 2 points for him. Dillon. Smith off the screen, working inside. And a ton of bodies in the lane. And a blocking foul called against Alexander, his second. Ryan Smith on the season, 77.8% from the line. Make his first trip there this afternoon.
It took a hard fall on that end line. Referees giving him a chance to regroup and gather himself before these free throws.
And UPJ's leading scorer on the season coming into today's contest, 17.1 points per game. Only 2. First free throw attempt is good. Alexander will check out of the game for California, and Asim Gunther will check in for the Vulcans, the 6'2 sophomore guard from West Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Check in for the first time. Nick Watts will also check back in for the Mountain Cats. Second free throw attempt from Smith is up and good. And after that, he'll check out of the game. Adam Belinsky will come back in for the Mountain Cats. 5-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock at the end of the first half here. 35 and running now. Whitehead just looking to take off as much time as possible. Wait until about the 7-second mark before the play really starts to go. Head on the shot clock now. 7 now. Here comes the movement. Whitehead keeps it himself. Why not? The Dawn can't get the roll. No good. Quickly now at the end of the first half. Behind the back crossover. The 3 at the buzzer is good from the Mountain Cats. Adam Belinsky right at the buzzer. At the end of the first half, it will be California 50, UPJ 38. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back for second half coverage right here on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, the PSAC Network, and 91.9 FM WCAL.
The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference celebrates the athletic and academic excellence of its student athletes. Last year, over 4,000 achieved at least a 3.25 GPA to earn recognition as a PSAC Scholar Athlete. Athletically, over 70 PSAC teams qualified for the NCAA championships. Champions on the field, champions in the classroom, making the PSAC proud.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Convocation Center as we get ready for the second half coverage between California and UPJ. John Sabe, Adam Crawford with you. Adam, it's a back and forth game. You go down the court, one end, back to the other. But we were at a breakneck pace there for a while in that first half. California with a 13-point lead going into the halftime break, 50-37 the score. And it was just a great first half from both teams, but California incredibly efficient on the offensive side of the basketball.
Yeah, the scoreboard might not show, but it was a very entertaining back and forth first half of action that we had here tonight at the Convocation Center. Pitt-Johnstown just unable to finish some of the looks that they've had and sending California to the free throw a lot, especially from beyond the arc. I believe 3 fouls on 3-point shots. And good news for California, Cam Polak didn't even really play very much in that first half, only 4 minutes before running into some foul trouble. So you'd think that they get him back in the second half, and with Donald Whitehead having the first half that he did with 20 points, including his 1,000th for his career, you got to be really liking your chances here going into this second half of action.
Yeah, you can't talk about how well the Vulcans have been playing this afternoon without the contributions of Donald Whitehead Jr. 20 points, 4 assists, and a steal in this matchup. 5 for 11 from the field, 3 for 6 from 3, 7 for 8 from the line. And like you mentioned, the 38th player in Vulcan history to reach 1,000 career points. So again, a huge congratulations to Donald Whitehead Jr., but it's really been it's been his team in this game. It's been his show, and he's really made the most out of it. Jordan Buchanan as well with some good contributions, 9 points for him, 2 rebounds, 2 steals. Dalman Alexander, 8 points, a rebound, and 2 assists. Kate Hanna, 7 points. Duncan Moy, 6 points. And on the flip side, it's been Baden Forup, the leading scorer for UPJ, 10 points, and he got those in the first 5 minutes, and he was held scoreless for the remainder of the first half. So California really did a good job at making that adjustment and keeping him out of the game.
Yeah, that's something that'll really go unnoticed on the stat sheet. Dalman Alexander doing a great job keeping everything in front of him.
Smith, the 3 after we switch sides. UPJ now going left to right, California right to left. And Smith, uncharacteristically quiet afternoon, 4 points for him. Kate Hanna. Whitehead. Polak on the near side, driving baseline, trying to dish it inside, finding Alexander, but off his fingertips into the hands of Belinsky. Kromka in the lane, can't get it to go, and a tip off the glass. Unlucky roll that time by Forup.
Again, great defense by Alexander, going straight up and not into the body of the shooter.
A foul called on the floor as Whitehead just came sprinting down the lane. The first foul of the half for UPJ. That one will go against Belinsky. Whitehead finds Polak. Last game, like I said, for Clarion, 25 points for Cam Polak, but only the 4 minutes this afternoon. In the corner, pump fake. Draws the contact, but nothing called. UPJ with the number advantage. Belinsky back out. Nice pass inside to Forup. The floater no good. And off of the foot of Kromka, not a play. You saw the look of distress on his face. He was not happy about it.
Yeah, that was a great dish inside. No look down to Forup, but unable to finish.
Started off 4 for 5 for Forup. 4 for 10 now, so he's missed his last 5 shots. Whitehead. Nice pass inside Hanna. Buchanan for 3. And Buchanan knocks down another 12 points for Jordan Buchanan. And a 16-point lead restored for California.
And Buchanan's had some good looks here so far in this game. Found himself a little more open than the previous couple shots, able to knock that one down.
Smith inside, too strong. Forup offensive board. Off the glass, no good, and a long rebound finds its way to Caden Hanna. Polak in transition. Driving inside through rush hour traffic, no good. Draws the foul. Cam Polak at the line now for California.
These two squads certainly not making our jobs up here easy, John, with the track meet that's been going on through 22 minutes of action.
And again, it's just It's obviously always going to be back and forth, but the speed at which these two teams are playing at keep the fastest talkers out of breath. Polak misses the first, and a rare miss from the free throw line. 105 for 114 coming into today's contest. That's a 91.4% clip. Makes up for it, makes the second, and his first point of the afternoon for Camp Polak. 17-point Vulcan lead. 17:53 remaining here in the first half. Forup hands it off to Smith. Pump fake now driving inside. Able to find Forup underneath. Spinning away from Hanna, but lost possession. Alexander hops on top of it, and he won't let go, and a jump ball called. Looked like he recovered a fumble out there, just got on top of it, and everyone else just tried to jump on the pile.
Again, really good defense from California. Hanna did a great job after the switch on Forup, keeping him out of the lane.
Whitehead finds Alexander up top. Nice cut inside and a great pass to find Caden Hanna.
A good movement without the ball. No screens, but Hanna just didn't stop his feet. And a good look inside. Gave him the nice, easy layup.
9 points for Caden Hanna now. Forup spinning away, working inside, draws the foul as he runs into a crowd of Vulcans. Jordan Buchanan guilty for the foul, his first. Baden Forup back at the line for UPJ, 2 for 2 on the afternoon. First free throw attempt too strong off the back of the iron for Forup. Second attempt for Forup is up and good that time. Made the adjustment. 18-point game. 11 points for Forup. And again, Ryan Smith, only 4 points. The leading scorer for UPJ has really had a tough go of it in this one. Alexander at the top of the key. Finds Polak on the far side. Driving with the floater. Too short. Tries to tip out the rebound. Finds its way into the hands of Caden Hanna. Pump fake. Repositions the three ball. That one off the mark. Another high loose ball ends up in the hands of Forup that time. UPJ quickly. Smith trying to dish it over into the corner to Belinsky. And I just don't think he was ready for it off his fingertips and out of play.
Yeah, California has done a great job in this one in transition defense, not allowing UPJ to find those open cutters towards the lane and just getting in the passing lanes.
It's turnover number 10 now for the Mountain Cats. Whitehead able to find Alexander on the roll, and the tough shot off the glass is good. Double digits now for Dalman Alexander. Forup at the top of the key. Hands it off to Seckler. A long two, too strong. Strong offensive board. Belinsky in the corner now for three. That one too strong as well. Another fight for the rebound. Comes off of the hands of Kromka, not a play. And that'll take us to our first media timeout. 16 minutes exactly on the clock. California 58, UPJ 38. The largest lead of the night for the Vulcans. And while we have a second, we can take a look at the PSAC standings once more. Gannon already clinching that playoff spot. And everybody else fighting for the remainder of the positions. While we have a second, the California Theater Department has an upcoming show this weekend. Some of my very own people, I love them dearly. Bright Star this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Check it out. Scan the QR code, I believe, on the screen. That will take you to the ticket website if you want to check out the California Theater production of Bright Star this weekend. I highly recommend it. Our director, Gary Smith, and I watched it last night as we filmed it for him for the archives, and it was a great watch. A lot of really, really talented people on this campus, and so go check it out in the Blaney Black Box Theater in Steele Hall this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for Penn West California's theater production of Bright Star. But back to the contest, and California just really swinging it out of the gates here in this second half. 8-1 run already. UPJ 0 for 8 from the field. They really have not been able to find their footing offensively.
Yeah, they've been getting some good looks offensively and defensively. The changes that they've made to adjust to Forbes' production early has kind of stemmed towards everybody else on the Mountain Cats lineup. What you can see in the man-to-man system, everybody from the Vulcans is just in the face of a Mountain Cat at all times, just not giving them any sort of room whatsoever.
UPJ shooting under 40% from the field this afternoon. After the timeout, Polak for 3 gets that one to go.
And I like the looks that Polak's been given so far in this second half. Had to sit a lot in that first half. Might have got a little cold, and not a bad idea to try to heat him up.
Kromka. Forbes gets it down to Rose. Just trying to back down Polak. Able to get through, draws the foul, gets it to go. Jay Rose has another chance at a three-point play.
Yeah, Polak just caught a little bit out of position. Nice spin fake by Rose. Able to spin and elevate and draw the foul on Polak.
Actually going to credit Buchanan with the foul. Dylan back into the game for the Mountain Cats. Rose, free throw attempt is good. Double digits now for him. Off the bench here for UPJ. 61-41 the score. 15-20 remaining here in the second half. Polak able to split the double team, sent his way, and the finger roll touch. The cherry on top. Back-to-back buckets for Cam Polak.
And you saw the playmaking ability on display there from Polak, able to split the double team and find his way to the rack for a nice, easy finger roll.
Forbes hands it off. Dylan. Another long 2 is good for Sean Dylan. Dylan, a former Seton Hill Griffin. Buchanan finds Hannah in the post, looking to go to work. Fade away, left-handed hook off the glass, no good.
Yeah, Hannah had a size advantage. You'd like to see him drive that towards the cup a little bit.
Rose in transition from 3, no good. Buchanan, outlet pass quickly up ahead. Caden Hannah has to run it down, keeps it alive somehow. Flings it back in and finds Buchanan. Never give up that time by Caden Hannah. Polak now driving in the lane. Bounce pass. Caden Hannah pump fake. Working inside. Passes it off. Polak for 3. No good. Too strong. Alexander grabs the offensive board for the Vulcans, and the California can reset Buchanan. Now Whitehead. Jab step. Driving into the lane. Lost possession. Good defense that time by Dylan. Forces that one out of bounds. California basketball.
Yeah, some great effort by the Vulcans, chasing down some of these loose balls, getting a second and then a third chance at points with 12 seconds left on the shot clock.
Hannah off the inbounds, finds Polak. Hands it off to Whitehead, 8 on the shot clock. Another pull-up that time. Calculations all wrong for Whitehead. Sails out of bounds. And it will be Mountain Cat basketball.
And Whitehead just a little bit out of control. Might have been looking for a foul call on the shot.
I think he's earned a mulligan.
Yeah.
In this one, 20 points for him. Forbes in the post. And a travel call as he just tried to turn that corner around Alexander. Turnover number 11 on the afternoon for the Mountain Cats. 13:30 remaining here in the second half. California with a 20-point lead over UPJ. Whitehead takes the screen on the near side, finds Hannah up top. Polak, pump fake, repositions the corner 3. That one too short off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Dylan. Dylan, the playmaker, the 3 straight away, no good. And Forbes just battling underneath with Alexander, just punches that one out of bounds.
And I like what California is doing here offensively, trying to slow the game down, take a little bit more out of the shot clock than they did in that first half, and keep the game right where they want it.
Both teams no stranger to kind of just running and gunning. The Whitehead, an early look off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded that time by Smith. Dylan. Hop step inside. Nice pass to find Smith. 3 ball short. Rebounded by Buchanan. Buchanan just trying to find Alexander, able to get his own pass back. The contested two, no good. Dillon will let that one fall out of play. Frustrated with himself as that one came off of a Mountain Cat player out of bounds, California basketball.
And Smith, as we mentioned, really kind of unnoticeable offensively in this one. Only 2 points so far. And with a scorer like him, if you're not hot early, it's really hard to get going in the second half if you haven't really seen too many open looks in the first half.
Yeah, 1 for 7 from the field is Ryan Smith, UPJ's leading scorer coming into today's contest. Buchanan gets it to Whitehead. Alexander at the top of the key, hands it off. Polak, 3-ball. That time no good. Kane Hanna with the effort, trying to keep it alive and nearly falls into the velvet ropes. Stepped out of bounds with possession of the basketball. And will go down as a turnover here for California. Cugini on the near side, trying to find four in the post. Alexander meets him at the rim. That one no good. And Whitehead just trying to turn on the Jets. And again, a little bit loose with the basketball. Luckily, comes off of a UPJ player out of bounds.
Sorry, partner, didn't mean to step on your toes there, but Alexander is having a heck of a game on the defensive end.
Polak driving in. That one blocked away by Smith. Going blow for blow inside. Take a quick commercial break. 11:59 remaining. The Vulcans with a 20-point lead. We'll be right back right here on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, the PSAC Network, and 91.9 FM WCAL.
Sports fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields, gyms, arenas, and stadiums. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be a referee? Verbal abuse from fans, parents, and coaches is the #1 reason why many referees are walking away. And they're not being replaced quickly enough by new ones. So put yourself in the official shoes, act with respect, and be officially human.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Convocation Center. In just under 12 minutes to play in the second half. California 63, UPJ 43. John Sape, Adam Crawford with you. And Adam, the Vulcans, they've been on a tear the last couple of weeks. 5 wins on the bounce. And again, this is really the time where you need to start playing your best basketball. And California has really been able to steady the ship after the rough start to the season. They've been able to find their rhythm.
And their last couple games have been a little bit shaky on the defensive end, but tonight they have been all clamps all over this Mountain Cats offensive attack, really just taking away any option for points for the most part as they lead by 20.
Polak off the inbounds, no good. Kate Hanna with another offensive rebound for the Vulcans. Gets it out to Buchanan, swings it over to Whitehead. Hanna finds Buchanan, a little give and go inside. Nice pass. And an even better finish by Caden Hanna, who has himself 11 points.
It's nice to see Hanna be able to finish one off at the rim. He's been working real hard off the ball, picking up these loose balls and these rebounds.
Rose, step back 3 is good. Off the bench. Now leading the team and scoring 13 points here for Jay Rose. Leading all Mountain Cats in scoring. Polak in the corner. This time give and go with Alexander, just trying to find Buchanan in the far corner. UPJ player meets him in the middle, tips it out of bounds. Going back to this California run, they started off the season 6-7. Since then, they've been 9-3. They've really played some good basketball the last couple of months. Polak off the screen. That time connects. He needed one to go down now. 2 for 6 from 3. 3 for 11 from the field. He's really shot it this second half. Cugini on the inside gets that one to go from the free throw line. Whitehead finds Polak. Hand on the near side. Gets it over to Whitehead. Another give-and-go opportunity. They're going to call Caden Hanna for the charge that time as he lowered the shoulder inside Ryan Smith, taking the brunt of it.
Ryan Smith having an impact on the defensive end these last couple of possessions for California with a block and then drawing that charge. As you mentioned, a slow start to the season for the Vulcans. Had a couple real crucial injuries within the first 10 games, and now that the season's kind of settled in, they've been able to find their scores.
Caden Hanna picks up his third after that charge. Watts gets it to Smith. Got Pollock to bite. Belinsky around the corner. No good, but draws the foul. This time, Cam Polak will pick up another, his third. Adam Belinsky to the line here for the Mountain Cats. That'll be the first for Moy. Belinsky's first shot is up and good.
Yeah, Moy tried to close out, slipped a little bit, tried to recover, and almost did, but just hacked the arm a little bit.
Belinsky on the season shooting 69% from the free throw line. Second attempt. Gets the shooter's roll. 18-point game now. 10-15 remaining. Moy. Why not? Wide open for three. No good that time. Rebounded by Belinsky. Dillon quickly up ahead finds Watts. Caden Hanna will catch him. That's his fourth. Just trying to get back in transition. The Vulcan front court in some serious foul trouble here. He now has four. Alexander has two. Eli Brooks, who's about to check into the game for California, also has two.
That was a really nice pass in transition up ahead to Watts over Hanna, hitting him in stride, forcing Hanna to draw the foul.
And we've seen Dillon do that a couple times, really flashing the theatrics here in the Convocation Center. 1 out of 2 from the line is Nick Watts, his first point of the game. 17-point lead now for the Vulcans as they look to try to put this game to bed. Whitehead working inside, stops on a dime, finds Polak in the corner for three. That one way off the mark. Ends up right into the hands of Brooks. Nice dish off to Moy, who finishes. Dillon gets it to Watts, who's just trying to find an option. Belinsky now in the corner, smothered by Brooks. Smith driving inside. Layup attempt no good, and another foul called. Ryan Smith will make his way to the line. Dolman Alexander will pick up his third. So again, the front court for California starting to creep in some foul trouble here.
Yeah, towards the end of that first half, you saw a really good job by California's big men just going straight up and not really swatting at the ball. But so far in this second half, seen a lot more block attempts, and that's been leading directly to a lot more fouls.
And you kind of have that luxury when you're up by a decent amount, but if the game starts to get close, then you're really going to look back at that reasoning there. Like you said, going for the blocks is a way that UPJ can get back in the game as you make their way to the free throw line. They're 11 for 15 from there. You're able to capitalize and gain some points. Alexander trying to find Brooks on the cut. That one's stolen away by the Mountain Cats. Rose, hop step in the lane. Is it good that time? Another smooth bucket that time from Jay Rose.
And especially if UPJ is able to hit some shots like they have so far in the second half, you want to try to keep this game comfortable if you're California.
Whitehead picks up his dribble, trying to spin away, finds Brooks. Hop step inside, and a foul called on the floor. Nick Watts will pick up his second. California one foul away from sending UPJ into the bonus for the remainder of the game. 8:46 remaining. California up by 15 points. Polak off the inbound. The three, again, too strong. Alexander grabs the offensive board. Polak back in the corner, dishes it off inside. Alexander bringing it all the way back out. Some contact, nothing called though. Whitehead The contested two is good, and it's his first bucket in a while, but the Don connects.
Yeah, he's been real good from that mid-range pull-up right around the free throw line all game long.
22 points for the Don. Rose. A couple jab steps. Contested long two of his own, and why not? He's been a walking bucket so far. 7 for 9 from the field. 17 points for him. All off the bench here for UPJ. Whitehead trying to answer back. Hop step inside, and a foul called just before the jump ball as two Mount Cat players collapse.
Going back to that last shot from Rose, that was a really impressive shot with Cam Polak playing good defense. Had his hand right in Rose's face, but able to knock it down nonetheless.
Rose, the 6'4 junior, or the 6'4 freshman guard from Berea, Kentucky, showing off some promising talent early this season, or early on in his career here. It's a foul called against the Mountain Cats. Brooks will go to the line after this media timeout with 7:57 remaining in the second half. California 72, UPJ 57. And while we have a second, you can take a look at the screen. Make sure to check out the Danny Sankum Show, filmed live in studio here in the media suite in California, Pennsylvania. Matt Kiefer sitting down with Coach Danny Sankum, talking all things Vulcan basketball every single week. Make sure to check out the Danny Sankum Show on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1 Armstrong Cablecast, and anywhere you can listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere. Make sure to check out the Danny Sankum Show every single week right here from CUTV.
Yeah, always some good content. Danny Sankum, quite the character. If you've ever been to the Convocation Center and seen a game live, you can definitely not mistake which one is Coach Danny Sankum, because he's always using that big voice usually to yell at the refs. But Coach Sankum, a good guy. I got to meet him a couple times, but always definitely letting his voice be heard.
And again, if you tune into the Danny Sankum Show and you listen to Matt talk to Danny doesn't sound anything like he does on the court. Really soft-spoken, really nice, charismatic guy. But when he's on the court, just a whole different beast. Just really unlocks that inner fire within him. And sometimes you really need that motivating presence, really just getting on your back, just making sure everything falls into place.
Hey, he's a real competitive guy. As soon as that opening tip-off happens, he's all business.
His 7th season at the helm for the Vulcans, previously of Wheeling fame. Eli Brooks at the line here for California after the media timeout. First free throw attempt is good on the season, shooting 60%, 12 for 20. Coming into today's contest, first free throw is good from Brooks. It's his first point of the afternoon. Make it 2, so he makes the pair. Lead back up to 17 for California. Rose lost the handle on it. Loose ball finds its way back to Dillon. Dillon to Watts. Nice bounce pass to find the cutting Belinsky, and another and one opportunity. Some slick passing here from the Mountain Cats this game. And Adam Belinsky at the line for a three-point play.
That was a real good feed to find the cutting Zielinski, and a really impressive finish going straight up to the hoop.
Brooks will pick up his third. So again, the Vulcan front court really starting to rack up the fouls here in this second half. Moy back into the game for the Vulcans. Polak just gets his pocket picked. Belinsky keeps it himself. Polak denies the dunk opportunity, but another foul drawn, his third. And that'll be the team's 8th. So UPJ firmly within the bonus for the remainder of the contest.
And the more that California sends UPJ to the charity stripe, and the more that they continue to knock down these free throws, the closer this game gets, and the more uneasy you get with all the foul trouble that California has had so far.
First free throw attempt from Belinsky is good. And again, the Vulcans running a bit of a lighter bench today. They'll have the presence of Keandre DeShields, the freshman from Laurel Highlands that we've seen in recent memory. He's out today. I know he was sick a couple of weeks ago. I believe still trying to recover, maybe getting some rest. not suited up today for the Vulcans. Nice crossover from Whitehead, keeps it himself, too strong on the layup. Rebound falls its way into the hands of Rose. Dillon now. Nice behind the back move. Alexander on the floor, but recovers to tip that pass away. Buchanan trying to rip it away. And Cugini steps out of bounds just in front of the Mountain Cat bench. You see the players on the bench calling for a replay, but I don't know if we have the greatest angle for that one.
Yeah, definitely some disagreement over there from the UPJ sideline.
The lead cut down to 12, 74-62 the score. The Vulcans were up by as much as 20. UPJ not going quietly into the night. Whitehead able to split through three. Moy in the corner, works his way inside. Strong pass finds Buchanan. A bit crowded on the near side. Polak driving inside. And a foul called. And again, the Mountain Cats not happy with the call. Cam Polak to the line for California.
And again, these officials have been calling basically any contact throughout this entire game. So some disagreement over there from UPJ, but whether you think it's ticky-tacky or not, the referees have been pretty consistent throughout this game.
Yeah, 31 combined foul calls from both teams, 17 on California, 14 on UPJ. Polak now with double digits as he makes the pair, 11 points for him. After having none in that first half, he's been able to contribute mightily offensively in the second half. Back to a 14-point game. Rose spinning away, blocked away by Alexander. Smothering defense underneath. Denies Rose trying to go up with it.
Just another case of guess who on the defensive end from California. Anytime there's been a good play, it's been Alexander.
Cugini working inside, and another great defensive effort by the Vulcans. 5-on-4 the other way. The Vulcans have a man, but Polak slowing things down, just trying to calm down the Vulcans. Again, they have a 2-touchdown lead right now. Just trying to do everything they can to waste as much time off the clock as possible. Whitehead at the center circle, finds Alexander on the near side. The pass to Whitehead tipped away, 4 seconds on the shot clock. Whitehead, the half-court heave, will not fall. Cugini went sliding all the way nearly into the bench of UPJ. I mean, he looked like he was on an ice rink on the near side.
Yeah, he definitely got some distance heading towards that far side.
It's like when you watch curling at the Olympics and you just see like the big puck just slide across.
Yeah, somebody was sweeping the floor earlier.
And Alexander will pick up another foul. That's his fourth. So 2 Vulcan front court members, and Caden Hanna and Dalman Alexander on 4 fouls. So he just tried to poke that one away from Watts.
And the saving grace for California has been in this second half that Baden Forup has not been in the game a whole lot. So these front court members getting into some foul trouble, but the big guy for UPJ also not in the game, so not as big of a concern.
Watts makes the first, but some Vulcan members in trouble. Hanna on 4 fouls. Alexander, on 4 fouls. Polak on 3. Brooks on 3 as Watts misses the second. And again, if UPJ can inch this game closer, California slowly going to run out of bodies, just the war of attrition. If the fouls keep racking up, UPJ 1 away from the double bonus. Polak off the screen, a deep 3, connects. Cam Polak from way downtown.
And that's where Polak's at his best, is that catch and shoot game off the screens.
Watts at the elbow. Fakes the handoff to Rose, keeps it himself. Some slick moves, can't get the finish. Bit of an unlucky roll. Can't talk today.
Happens to the best of us.
Again, California in no rush to put some points on the board here at the end of the half. Alexander hands it off to Buchanan. Nice pass inside to find Hannah, and a blocked away by Watts. A great recovery. Rose driving baseline, hop step inside, reverse layup is good.
And you can see that the Vulcans concerned about their foul trouble because once Rose got inside, he really wasn't contested underneath the hoop.
And a momentum play that the Mountain Cats desperately need. And again, the Vulcans in no rush. Whitehead dribbling out some clock. Buchanan, catch and shoot. Three is good. 15 points now for Jordan Buchanan. Dillon. Cugini on the near side. Bounce pass to Belinsky. Rose. Hop step, fade away. Short. Cugini trying to tip it to himself. And the ball will be tipped out of bounds from off of Vulcan. And that'll take us to immediate timeout with 3:41 remaining. California 82, UPJ 65. And even though the Vulcans have a considerable lead, it hasn't really felt like that. It feels like it's been a lot closer of a game than it has been.
Yeah, it certainly has tightened up here over the last 5 minutes or so. Even though, again, the scoreboard might not really reflect it, but UPJ doing a great job of getting inside, causing some fouls, and getting to the free throw line, taking some easy points. And they've done a nice job defensively as well, tightening up, not really allowing those cutting Vulcans to get inside like we saw early.
And on your screen you can see the next game for California. They get another weekend break. No game this Saturday. Next Wednesday, February 26th, they travel up to the KCAC to take on the IUP Crimson Hawks. And again, another game with huge ramifications towards the playoff standings in both sides, men's and women's, 5:30, 7:30 respectively. You can tune into that on the PSAC Digital Network. We are unable to travel up. Very unfortunate because, again, that is, if you've never been to the KCAC, that is a sight to behold when you got a full crowd of people. That is one of the best basketball environments I've ever been able to be a part of, and it's truly just such a great place to play some basketball in. And you got two really good matchups next week. They're 5:30, 7:30 next Wednesday.
Yeah, those IUP fans definitely show out for their sports. A raucous environment up there in Indiana, Pennsylvania, and certainly a test for whoever walks in thinking that they can come out with a win.
One of the most difficult places in college basketball, I have to say, to play in. UPJ was possession after the media timeout. Rose, pump fake, just methodically working inside, off the glass and in. 21 points now for Jay Rose. .320 remaining now in the second half. California, again, and Whitehead just milking as much clock as possible. Alexander looking to set a screen. Whitehead keeps it himself, and another mid-range from the Don. 24 points for him. And Watts in the post. Just trying to find an option. Cugini on the drive in, no good. Great defense that time by the Vulcans.
Yeah, Donald Whitehead for the Vulcans hasn't been that involved here offensively in the second half, but for when he has gotten his hands on the ball, he's been very effective for the most part.
Can surprise UPJ not sending more pressure Whitehead's way to try to force him into some sort of action. Whitehead again, the Lone Ranger keeps it himself, passes it off, finds Polak for three off the front of the rim. Dillon looking to push the tempo. Rose, pump fake, works inside, gets the spin. Nice finish that time by Jay Rose, and he has another opportunity at a three-point play.
Yeah, Jay Rose having a heck of a ball game here tonight, giving him 23 with a chance for 24 at the line. But he's really stepped up in the absence of a very quiet Ryan Smith here tonight. for Pitt-Johnstown.
Rose, the second leading scorer for UPJ, and he comes off the bench for him coming into today's contest, just shy of 14 points a game. He's having himself a big one, 24 points for him now, and UPJ now starting to apply the pressure full court. Smith called for the foul as Polak tried to spin away. That'll be the 7th foul. That'll send the Vulcans into the bonus. Cam Polak back at the line for California.
Yeah, with how fast-paced this game was early on, I'm surprised that Pitt-Johnstown wasn't applying that kind of full-court pressure a little bit earlier before they had to start fouling.
Yeah, especially with the last few possessions for California. They've come down. They've waited until 10 seconds on the shot clock every single time. You're running 20, 30, 40 seconds off the clock. And California has really been able to whittle this game down. It's going to be a heck of a prayer for UPJ if they are able to come back in this one. Now down 16 as Polak makes both. 16 points in the second half for Cam Polak. Gugini on the drive in, no good. Offensive board. Kromka throws it up, can't get the spin. And Caden Hanna will foul out. That's his 5th. Caden Hanna now fouls out. Duncan Moy looking to come in. Coach Sankum giving Hanna an earful as he makes his way to the bench.
And Hanna, with 5 fouls now, has had a heck of a game tonight. 11 points, which is right around where you expect him to be, but 8 rebounds and a whole lot of loose ball pickups that have been huge for the Vulcans to get them extra possessions.
Will Kromka at the line here for UPJ. First attempt is good. Like I mentioned earlier, the younger brother of one of the PSAC's all-time great players in John Paul Kromka. Graduated a couple of years ago, the forward for UPJ. I don't know if he still does, but at one point had the record for the highest field goal percentage in a career, shooting well over 60%. As Whitehead in a ton of pressure. They're going to call a foul saying he got pushed out of bounds. I think the Vulcans got away with one there as Whitehead just fell down right in that corner.
Yeah, Whitehead was pivoting, trying to look for some option to get the ball out of that corner. And tough for us to see up here at this angle if he was pushed, but just lost his balance on a spin move.
That's the 5th foul for Smith, and that's his afternoon done. And again, the leading scorer on the season for UPJ ends his night with 6 points, 1 for 7 from the field. Has not been his night. 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block. And now 5 fouls, so a night to forget here for Ryan Smith. Whitehead at the line now for 1-1. He's able to knock down the first.
And if you're Pitt-Johnstown at this state of the game, if you're trying to foul to create some extra possessions and keep the score where it is, Cam Polak and Donald Whitehead are not the 2 guys that you want to be fouling.
Dillon, nice crossover, finds himself inside, able to finish off the glass, and UPJ will take a timeout. 6 points now for Dillon. That stops the clock with 1:42 remaining. It's a 14-point game, and again, UPJ still could be very much in this. We have not seen a lot of pressure applied California's way, but potentially, if you're able to force a couple of turnovers off of the inbounds passes here, you can make this game a whole lot closer than it is right now.
Excuse me for a second as our director, Gary Smith, is shuffling around my papers. I have to do some rearranging, so we're ready once action picks back up. But
California, the Vulcan faithful listening on as the band playing some Scooby-Doo here. One of their favorites, but while we have a second as well, this weekend opening day for Vulcan baseball. They will take on the University of Walsh from Ohio in a brand new venue down in Morgantown, West Virginia this weekend. For more information, as again, Mother Nature never loses, so it has an opportunity to delay some things, change some times, you name it. But this weekend, California looks to take on Walsh in Morgantown, Saturday, Sunday. Check out calvulcans.com for more information. And CUTV, we should be down there, so if the games are on, if you can't make it down there, make sure to check it out right here on CUTV. The Vulcans able to break the press. Like you said, Polak is not the one you want to foul. But that's exactly what the Mountain Cats do. Ken Polak back at the line for California. Dylan will pick up his third. Polak with 16 points all in the second half, and as he knocks down the first, hasn't been pretty for him. 4 for 15 from the field, 3 for 10 from 3, 6 for 7 now from the free throw line. But he's needed it. The Vulcans have needed it. 18 points now for him, all in this second half, and a 16-point cushion for California. Dylan for 3 off the front of the rim, no good. Buchanan grabs the board. And another quick foul that time applied by Cugini. And everyone's favorite part of a basketball game, the free throw game, here at the end of the contest.
As you mentioned, Polak's production here in the second half, and with how much he had to sit in that first half, sitting 16 minutes, they came out in the second half, and it was very clear that it was just feed Cam Polak and see what he can do with the ball. It just pretty much shooting it every time he got his hands on it, try to catch some fire, get in a rhythm.
Because when you know that when he's on, he's one of the deadliest that the PSAC has to offer. As Buchanan makes the second. 16 points for Buchanan this afternoon, a very good performance for him. Cugini. Rose now for 3. Gets that one to go as well. He's been on a tear. A game-high 27 points now for Jay Rose. Whitehead off the inbounds, gets it to Polak, and Vulcans easily able to maneuver away from the pressure. And UPJ now looking to lay off as this game very much out of reach. And California will tack on 6 wins in a row. And not a better time to do it here than at the end of the season. Whitehead for 3 off the mark, and that would have been an exclamation point. Rose in transition, another 3. Too strong. Offensive board. Attempt that time by Cugini is good. Again, just a case of too little, too late. 30 seconds remaining. California easily split the defense that time, and the wind down the clock. Adam, the Vulcans are going to pick up another win here. Any final words?
For the Vulcans, seeing Donald Whitehead have the performance that he had tonight has to be very reassuring to know that he's back to his full self, and Cam Polak will continue to be Cam Polak down the stretch here.
And that'll do it here from the Convocation Center. Final shot will not get off in time. 1,000 career points for Donald Whitehead Jr. as he leads the Vulcans to victory over the Mountain Cats of UPJ. Your final score, 91-79 from everyone here at CTV. From our director, Gary Smith, from my broadcast partner, Adam Crawford. My name is Jonathan Sabe. Thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you this weekend as the Vulcans take on Walsh in Morgantown, West Virginia. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you all next time on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, the PSAC Network at 91.9 FM. And as always, good night, California.